My name, Anthony Siyako Yaro, a young boy from Balanga local government area of Gombe State. That's Gombe South now, senatorial district. Born in 1963, May in particular, 24th. And I grew up in the village named Gelengu in Balanga local government. And so growing up in the village, very nice, natural things. Going to the farm after school hours, farm, come back home. During the weekends, go to the farm, come back home in the village. We lived in Dadia district. We lived in Shangom area district. All those years between 1971 till 1977, before we came back home to the village in Gelengu. I wrote my common entrance, got admission into Government Science Secondary School Gombe, inside Gombe, Jekadafari Gombe. I graduated in 1982 with my work certificate. Then I went to University of Maiduguri to do my first degree in accounting. Immediately I finished, I served with defunct Continental Merchant Bank for NYC, and they retained me for work. That's how my banking life started. And banking career has been very sweet. Banking job very intensive. We were able to cope by the grace of God, and the performance level were high. Key in it was when we went to Fidelity Bank was majorly not present in the northern market, and we penetrated that market heavily, and by the grace of God, that market has been there till today. And I think it was worthy of it. Banking job shapes you for getting ready for any other thing. I don't think there's any job that is as intensive as banking job and that needs diligence and attention, 24/7. You are always there, no weekends, no nothing, spanning almost 30 years. It's the same banking. I never worked in any other thing, only banking, until I retired in 2016 when I set up an accounting firm here in Abuja, Finex Financial Services. And from there I started consulting here in Abuja. And by the grace of God, we got some very blue chip keynote clients that we hang on to them, and then the business prospered very well. And during running this business of consulting here in Abuja, accounting services, taxation services, mergers and acquisition services, advices, training, we delved into training too, and all that in the finance sector. And God blessed the business so well that I had to resort to philanthropic activities back home in my senatorial district. And when I entered into this philanthropic business, actions, we saw very clearly how the need to uplift people's life standard of living. Then that caught my attention very heavily, So one day I just said, if at this private level we could uplift standard of living from here to here, go into public office for the sake of the people, will do that upliftment like this. Simple. That's what got me into politics. Yes. And by the grace of God, they say when I entered the political field, they thought it's a greenhorn. Where is this boy going to? Where is this man going to? And before they know it, we ran primaries, and the primaries were very tough, really tough. Tough in the sense that in the whole setting in the state, all senatorial districts, there are 3 senatorial districts. I think it was only our own senatorial that we ran primaries twice. So that's how competitive and tough it was. But by the grace of God, we got through, and it was beautiful. With that, I carried the flag of PDP in the state for Gombe South Senatorial District, running into the general elections. And we worked hard day and night, However, people think I was new in politics. I was not really new, because politics runs in our family. I have an uncle who's been doing politics. I've been carrying his bag for him, since early 90s. Yeah, since that time, we've been copying one or two things, And today, I owe this, success in politics to him and a few others, that we work together. But I thank God that the learning was a good learning curve. The output was good. Today, one is a senator. And I think that's a good learning curve and the output. Our area is predominantly, agrarian senatorial district. In Gombe State, you find that our senatorial district, the major lifestyle there is farming, agriculture. In the central senatorial district, they have businessmen, market people. They run the biggest market is in the central. Then in the north senatorial districts, mostly pastoralists, Fulani men with their cows and that and that. So my major lift, quantum lift that I can gain advantage of, looking at the concept of low-hanging fruit to get things done the quickest, or plotting the most straight, chart, is to give attention to agriculture, number one, number two, agriculture, number three, agriculture. And what I want to do is to align with agri experts, local and international, to see how you modernize practices in particular. In fact, when I talked of alliances or gaining synergy, that's exactly what I meant for PPP programs. And these days, you ride on only that to achieve quantum leap. Widespread. We are not an island. That's very key. So you need to reach out, and that both local and international. In fact, as a senator of the Federal Republic, I have my red passport. That I believe will enhance my key opening door to those PPP programs, and there is both local and international. There is no two ways about it. We are going to exploit that. We are bringing that by fire, by force. Yes, we intend to achieve that. Nigeria as a country, our developmental level, you cannot do without doing those alliances of PPP, other countries and the rest, because we don't have everything. We may have crude oil, we don't have even refined oil. So that explains how the PPP programs will have to international standard, international outreach in that area to bring it down here and then gain standard of living of our people is the target. Politics is life. It's daily living, it's daily life. That's politics. And anybody telling you, predicting the next minute, I think he will not be doing justice to himself or herself. So, do I have future of politics? I've just entered politics proper, in the limelight and all that. And that will be strictly determined by my constituents. Yes, my constituent call for me. Even this one, my constituent call for it, following the philanthropic programs that I run under my foundation, Siyako Foundation. And today, here I am. So if you say tomorrow something, constituents will answer that question. Politics is people. So those people you mentioned, set of people, they are the key core matter till today. My wife was extremely supportive. She's never done it before, but when she did it, as we ran through the campaigns, it's like she's 50 years into it, And then I appreciate her very well for that. My kids who are in the field with them, I'm not the politician that pushes people's children and leave my own behind. And the reason is simple. We say no violent campaigning. What is said is what will be done, No. So that way, when you align those things and you put them into checks and place, there's nothing that you fear that you'll be selective about pushing people to run those programs for you, There's no campaign ground that I went. My two grown-up sons, they are all there. Each one, they were interchanging. If today this one comes, then my wife was running her own chain of women department, and all that. And it was beautiful, see touching lives through the little resources God has given, and then that mind and relationship management with fellow human beings. when I say making alliances, even the PV program you mentioned is friends, you know. So, and friends, you know, will come first from the family, your place of work, previous work, present work, and all that. And I have great friends, even my, you know, bankers are great always. So hardly do you see somebody that has been cooked in banking messing up somewhere. It's very difficult. So that's why I intend to bring and sustain that spirit. I once attended, when I did my master's in strategy in Lagos Business School, we were opportune to go to Barcelona School of Management in Spain. So the professor that was handling us, we went around some factories, companies, you know, went to a car production company. Then there we went round until the last man that put tire and ties the knot for the car to go out, final production. Then he asked the man doing that work of tying tire to the car. Our professor asked the man, "What is your job here?" Then the man said, "My job is to tie tires." Our professor said, "No, your job is not to tie tires." So we were also standing amazed. We also, in our mind, the answer is tying tires, you know. So professor said no. Then we said, "Okay, Prof, help us. Well, what is the man's job?" He said, "This man's job is saving lives." We were thinking just tying tire and go. No, it's saving life. We say, "Elucidate, Prof, you know, come down to our level." Then Prof said, "Okay, if he misses tying any tire and it goes out loose, and somebody comes and buy the car thinking it's new car cruising at 170, 160, and that loose tire falls out, it's dead now." It's true. So this man is saving lives for him to do his job diligently. By that I mean, sometimes you could be doing something, you will be something, one major problem that you will be solving, you didn't know. So when you are doing something, think about the networking of that will solve for you, aside from what you think straight in your head that does it, you know. So that's how I intend to approach my senatorial district. What I used to tell my constituents during the campaign is that we are going to have a new leaf of what you call politics, you know. Don't think of the old ways. You think of politician as somebody who's not telling the truth, exaggeration and all that. Say everything I say, I do. That's the difference that we are bringing.